Alright, boys and girls, today we're going to talk about the M4 Sherman Tank. 1944. This is what kind of threw me off when I dug this out of my history collection. When they say the M4 Sherman Tank 1944, that's usually that has the 76 millimeter gun. If you ever seen Fury, that's the Fury is on the cannon. That's the 76. All the other tanks in that movie is the 75. So this was an update because of the outdated Lee and Grant tanks. The Grant was the British version of it, and the Lee was the American version of it. So you can look that up. It's pretty good. It was a much needed upgrade. The British was the Grant, American was the Lee. So we got the tank here, the crew. Basically, if you guys seen Fury, which you should, it's pretty it's historical fiction. So it's a fake story, but really good action. It's pretty fucking accurate for the most part. Everybody gives a shit because that Tiger came out. Just imagine 10 more tanks charging them. Okay, that's it. I know a Tiger wouldn't reveal himself because he had them. Just. It's accurate. Just CGI 10 more tanks, and then probably 6 of them are gonna get shut down. Then the other Sherman tanks were gonna shoot the back of the Tiger or King Tiger or Panther or Panzer IV or Panzer III. So crew, you got the fucking gunner. Oh, sorry, you got the gunner, the driver, loader, spotter, and the driver. If I'm wrong, watch Fury again. So there you go. And a lot of the drivers, Michael Pena character, so I might have to slash this Fury. A lot of the drivers were farmers because the farm equipment worked just like the fucking tank. So that's a little fun fact, which I don't know if a lot of guys know, but yeah, FDR basically told Henry Ford, "You're not making cars anymore. You're making this tank." So Ford turned like practically overnight. And fucking, they didn't make it was the Ford assembly. And then they just made tanks instead of cars. About the tank, right here you got the 76. Sorry, it's not 76. See, the 44 is throwing me off now. It's a 75 millimeter gun. It's decent. It was decent for World War II. You got the 30 cal in the hull, which is undersized, but for infantry that's not bad. The 30 cal. It's just basically, I say undersized because it's the P-40 Warhawk. It had 4 30 cals on each wing. Given that's not gonna do much with armor. It's just gonna, if you had 50 cals, which you got up here, given if you're standing like kind of like back towards it, but you're still exposed as fuck. Again, it's World War II. What are you gonna do there? But you got the 50 cal. Sometimes there was 2 50 cals, as in a few other movies. Then you got, that's the towing winch. It's just to lock into place when you're shipping it out. Then you got this is where the M4. Oh, sorry. Like Fury had the nickname on the cannon, the Boston Blast 1-1. That's just a nickname. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but you know, like War Pig, or there's a few other ones in history. I didn't really research about them that much, but I still think they're pretty fucking cool. Even today, like the Marines, the Army always nickname their shit. So I think that's so cool that we still carry that. The guys, and when I was in, so we still carry that tradition. That's really fucking cool. This is where the Sherman gets like the fucking bad notes for armor, because it's a medium light tank, just quotation medium. That's only 4 inches of slated armor. So even you're fucked. You take a direct hit. That's why they nicknamed it the cigarette lighter. One hit, you're done. Like in Band of Brothers, when those tanks took a direct hit, I was in shock. I was like, wait, hold on. Like, no, I know that they were Crusaders. And I think there's another, I forget that. I think it was a Crusader. But there's a Sherman tank just took a direct hit. I'm like, what are you doing? Keep fire back. You're done. They're fucked. Just engulfs you in flames. You can't do shit. And another thing about this tank, in the winter, during like the winter months in Germany or Bastogne, or like even a lot of the crews in the winter slept outside because it was so cold in this motherfucker. It was in European winter in 1944, 45. It was warmer outside than inside. That's fucking crazy. But where the saving grace of this, this is where it kind of gets its merit back. It's versatile. It's like the C-47, but on the ground. The C-47 was, ooh, that's the next video I'm gonna do. Sorry, the C-47 was an amazing plane. It was a Huey of its day, but we'll get into that later. This was a basic. It was a good for infantry support. It helped on D-Day during Breakcourt Manor. The first 2 tanks on Utah Beach helped out the 101st Airborne. Again, just watch episode 2 of Band of Brothers. You'll know what I'm talking about. This was made into a bulldozer. It bulldozed on like airfields, everything. It was made for hedgerows. They had like a hedgerow thing here. It was just devised of a shit ton of metal and just broke through hedgerows because just hedgerow, that breakout was awful. Just lost a lot of guys during that breakout. It was just ridiculous. Actually, that was more bloodier than D-Day, which is crazy enough. Let's see. Oh, okay. Then, of course, the crocodile. If you guys ever play, oh my goodness, if you guys ever play Ruse, flamethrower tanks, a lot used in the Pacific. The missiles on top, kind of like the Screaming Mimes. I start with the CA. I'm gonna destroy that, so I'm not gonna even try to fucking say it. Call something. It's just, check it out. There's like a sheet of rockets. I think there's one layer and another layer. Hello, one layer and another layer that fire rockets off, which was pretty fucking cool. Oh, that's another one. That's why I had this book out, because I forgot. Well, I guess I should have put that before. It doesn't matter. That's why Omaha Beach, which is right here actually. I think this is Omaha. Yep, Omaha Beach. All the DD tanks, which I don't think that was his fault, because it's a Sherman tank that could float. All of them were floundered in the channel, which they had to call a destroyer to risk a destroyer in the start of Western Front. That was really dangerous because the Wolfpack was still out. So you're risking a whole destroyer to help out. Again, it's just it was a shit situation. But yeah, the DD tank didn't do too well. I think that's about it in the Sherman tank. Again, that's what the thing was. It was the main concern. It was, we're gonna beat them by numbers. Yeah. They're gonna knock out five of our tanks, but we're gonna get that tiger, and that's more important. It sucks because that got turned around on us in wars in the past, but war of attrition. Yeah. Patton loved the tank. I think he said that was his favorite tank. Which I think that was when he raced to Bastogne, and then there's another right here. That's the bridges getting off of another Sherman tank getting off of the was it the D-Day. So that's probably a few days off. Golden Omaha beaches. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys had. Hey, it's under 10 minutes. Fuck, the Army Men was so much longer. Oh, one other thing. I try to keep it at 10 minutes. The Germans in World War II actually took tanks and just put the Nazi swastika over Sherman tanks during a few battles. It's happened. The same thing happened in New Zealand. The New Zealand fighters and Australian fighters, they put in North Africa, they put a kangaroo on the side of their tanks. So it's the same thing when you see the star, in the distance, you see that star, it's American, so. All right, guys, just stay safe, stay quarantined, be safe. All right, later.